Mostly, how's everybody? AzurePoltergeistTV here, and welcome back to Skyrim Special Edition with 250 plus mods. Welcome to Chapter 12. This is Episode 1. So, I wanted to add a story part to the beginning of this, but guys, I have bad news. Apparently, Video Editor no longer exists. It's been taken out, replaced with a completely different program. I was going to do a story section in this video, which I did, I had to do an edit in, but I can no longer edit it, so I'm just going to kind of tell you guys what happened within this segment of Aeon's storyline. He took time to train, he obviously gained more power, he did more practice in blocking and things like that, and on top of that, he also became better at smithing. Now, he also did some training with the Greybeards during his spare time, and timeline-wise, this happened in a month, over the course of a month in Aeon's timeline. Not in real life, of course, but, well, no duh, this is roleplay driven, of course. Now, during that time, there was a day where he did return to his castle, and he found his two swords sitting on his bed, a katana and a beautifully decorated sword. Which, well, this is the sword. Before anyone makes a comment about this name being named after a reindeer, no, it was not inspired by the reindeer. More lore on that will be revealed later. Then there's his katana, Marcel. So to say the least, there is a guardian spirit that lives within Aeon's body, like the two souls kind of coexist together in the same vessel. It's a Phoenix Dragon hybrid named Marcel. And while they're blue in color, and this is kind of the physical manifestation of them. Now, oddly enough, no, I did not mean to activate that. Now, oddly enough, I was trying to look for a katana that looked really accurate to Aeon's katana, and this actually looked really, really close to it. Like, I wouldn't say it looks identical, but the blade and the hilt are indeed this shade of blue. Which I thought was incredible that the mods that I have actually had a katana like this, so weird coincidence, but it definitely works. What time is it? 3:34 a.m. We'll stop at like 4:50. So anyway, back to Aeon. His master Azazel left a note on his bed. He basically was telling Aeon it didn't take long for him to track him, and I guess he had been watching Aeon from a distance for quite a while. He found out that Aeon accidentally left his weapons from his home planet, so Azazel kind of came to drop them off at Aeon's place. So Aeon now has them once again, which is honestly amazing. The story about his sword, Donner, more will be revealed about that later. Like I said. Now, Azazel also found out that Aeon was supposed to be home a lot... Aeon was supposed to be home a lot sooner, but Azazel apparently caught wind that Aeon had been doing heroics behind the scenes, and... hang on, I'm being called. Alright, sorry about that, guys. It was one of my friends on Discord. I had to let them know that I was in the middle of commentary. It wasn't Whiskey. It was his, boyfriend. But anyway. So... Aeon pretty much told him in the note that he doesn't mind him doing heroics. He more or less encouraged him to keep going, because considering the bond that the two have, Azazel understands that Aeon is always learning, he's always wanting to learn more, things like that, and develop spiritually, mentally, physically, etc. So he's not like, hey, you need to come home now, your mission's definitely over, blah blah blah. No, he's actually more than happy to let Aeon stay in this dimension, to keep going with what he's doing. So, pretty much Azazel did find out that Aeon has definitely saved the realm, this dimension, planet, whatever you want to call it, multiple times. He's pretty much saved Tamriel as a whole multiple times. I guess would be a simpler way of putting it. I really gotta turn off these notifications. If they don't stop soon, I'll definitely turn them off for you guys. Sorry. Anyway, so continuing on. Oh, for God's sake! Give me a sec. One moment. Okay, as I was saying... So more about Aeon's backstory was supposed to be revealed as well in the text. But I guess I could reveal more of that over time. So, okay, a short explanation I want to give. The part that I would have had to edit out, but I can't edit out, is Aeon caught wind of a quote-unquote ship that was nearby, when he was supposed to be visiting Windhelm in his story, but I had to cut that out because the area that I attempted to record in, the DLC was completely broken, I crashed repeatedly, I had to cancel one of the chapters, so we're going to skip over that chapter, call it cancelled, and the next idea of a place that I plan on going to, which we'll be going to in this episode, will be the actual Chapter 12, since the previous idea didn't work. It was going to be a mod called Dark End, but it didn't work out, and there was, like, 10 horrible flaws that I noticed immediately with it after trying to get through just one episode. It didn't work, and it didn't help that my game crashed like 3 times. It would have been very poor to record. So we're going to be doing a DLC-sized mod called Beyond Reach, which I guess we will be going to High Rock. I don't know where that is in Tamriel. Despite how long I played the Elder Scrolls, I didn't really do my research on High Rock. I can't remember if it was maybe like the land of the High Elves, or maybe it was the land of the Orcs. I don't know.
Whoa.
You?
Yep, this is the person.
You? Please, take Mother Mara's blessing to wash this unease away.
This is the person we're supposed to look for. What are you on about?
Mother guides me to those flickering souls who are yet to cast themselves on the fire for tomorrow's utopia. She sees in you potential which can avert calamity. I, her most devoted servant, need you to believe in the goodness of your heart, in love.
Stop with the incessant rumbling and get to the point.
Forgive her, beloved child of entropy. For all her conviction, she only looks up, blind to those below the clouds which she wishes to ascend. There is a terror of minds and ideas forming in the West. A conciliage of antipathy and repressed hatred is nearing its sun. If this horror transpires, then neither the restraints of distance nor time will thwart the canker that will be birthed there. I make this plea to you, special child. Meditate between the opposites and seek resolution.
Which may be that
Sorry about that.
you want. If you're dead set on taking voyage there, then a merchant who has a route between that hinterland kingdom and Skyrim should be resting at Markarth. Word of warning, if you care to listen. The Reach isn't a place you want to risk your neck just on the visions of a zealous priestess.
Doing well?
Sorry about that, guys. The game closed down on me. Apparently episode 1 of Chapter 12 is going to have a whole lot of cuts. Please forget that. I'll try to make that stop on episode 2. I made some hot tea. Well, it's gone a little warm, but it's fine. Seek out the merchant, okay? At some point during this episode, I might take a break to do some off-screen adjusting of the mods to see if that'll stop the consistent crashes. I'll do it for you guys.
Good day.
traveling to High Rock.
What gave it away? This rugged face or my tired gaze? Crossing those valleys will give you both.
Oof. Was informed you were staying here by a religious couple. Happen to know them?
Ah, little blind girl and her clingy bodyguard, right? They're a couple now? Didn't seem to give that impression on their way here. Ah, I digress. Going to make a return journey through that rocky maze once I've got all the wares for my eager clients in the east. And I'm short of a bodyguard myself. The fool who escorted me here got himself lost in the wilds somewhere, staggering from the inn in a drunken stupor. Thought about tying him to the wagon until he came to his senses. Yet ultimately, if you're going to put your life in someone's hands, then it better be someone you trust.
And you trust me? We've only just met.
Alright. I'm desperate, you see. Happy now? I just need a body to take the hits case we get into any trouble. Which we won't, of course. Don't worry, I'll be paid handsomely. That is, if you don't drop the venture halfway through and push through to the end.
Yeah, I'll jump on. Always wanted to see High Rock. Anne doesn't even know what High Rock is, but we'll just say... I don't know, we'll pretend he read it from a book somewhere during his training.
Don't want to blow the wind out of your sails, but this is the east of High Rock, worlds apart from the west. Don't want you to be getting any false impressions of us Breton folk from the, people you meet down there. There I go rambling again. Get aboard. New lands await.
Was High Rock Breton-oriented? No, it was...
That hardwood's gonna be a real pain later on.
Yeah.
Don't get too comfortable though. Still need a blade ready for when the road gets rough.
I always thought... Or no, wait, no. It was the Somerset Isles that the High Elves came from. Okay. So Bretons are from... Okay, now I know. No!
Damn, we're on the doorstep of the kingdom, yet the gods ordain that we stumble across trouble now? What a farce.
This is an eerie intro. That's very eerie for an intro. Alright, sorry about that, guys. I had to cut that out, too, because it brought up a question. Okay, it gave a warning that there's a lot of offensive material in this DLC that will be seen. Well, not DLC, this mod. I had to cut it out because the words that they were using to describe what's included in this mod, I can't put on YouTube. Luckily, there was an option to censor the content. It said story may suffer, but will still remain coherent, which is good. If you guys want to see the explicit version of it, just... I don't know, you're better off looking it up on YouTube. I'm not encouraging it, fair disclaimer. But I can't show it here because this is supposed to be a PG channel, and the content that would have been risked being seen, no way it could be posted on YouTube. If it is somewhere on YouTube and someone has it and doesn't care about PG stuff, good on them, but I can't show it here. Sorry, guys. So we're going to play through a censored version of this, but hopefully it should still be good.
Look over there! The man's gasping for life! I'm not going any further until you find out what's going on.
Why don't you go look instead?
Hey now, I'm just a merchant. I try to avoid spilled blood. Besides, what else am I paying you for?
Oh, it even tells. What should I Oh, actually, yeah, this is more relevant. What will we expect on the road?
Well, previous ventures haven't seen much spilled blood, save for a passenger getting leery with another. Though my route is one of the safer paths of travel. I have to pick up the pace through certain stretches, have bandits and the like springing traps from above on any uncaring traveller making their way to the province. Once we reach the easternmost part of Evermore, then we should be safe. Got the guard there meting out justice with an iron fist. Scoundrels should stay well clear. Most of the time, anyway.
Most of the time? Sorry about my nose.
Don't want to startle you, as I do need an extra blade, but we've got a problem with these savages north of Evermore. They like to call them witchmen. Not sure if that's what the savages call themselves, but we'll stick with it. See, rumours are stirring that these witchmen are getting agitated. Sporadic attacks all across the kingdom, made the wilds near impossible to dwell in because of their savagery. But that's a problem you'll have to deal with once you reach the kingdom, not on your way there. So don't fret about the journey itself. We'll be fine.
What should I expect in the kingdom?
Evermore's renowned most of all for its colourful cast of characters and deviants. You'll run the gamut of Brittonic experience in that cluster of man. First settlement you'll come across, considering you stay the course once you depart from a wagon, is the Divide, a hulking bridge jutting out from its watery locale. Standing atop that stony juggernaut will grant you a vista of the Reach's mires and towns, most notably Arnima, and if you squint hard enough, Evermore itself.
Evermore? I thought Evermore was a kingdom.
Semantics, eh? Evermore is the city and the kingdom, where the city itself beats as the heart and centre of our royal affairs. The place where the Reach consolidates its authority and, well, reach over the east. Used to be a backwater not too long ago, the Eastern Hinterland Kingdom. Yet recent times have spoiled the city with inordinate wealth and power. Power that they've used to conquer and subjugate their comparatively less civilized neighbours. Now any Breton dwelling east of the city's walls sports their banner. You'll see it on your arrival.
You mentioned a town called Anima. What happens there?
Nothing pleasant, I assure you. Most outside their miserable sty consider it to be a stain on the kingdom, with good reason. Most of the guards are nothing but thugs looking to shake down us humble merchants when given the chance, and they routinely terrorize those unfortunate sons that don't have the means to leave. All governed by that strange character, Mortephane. Lord Mortephane, to be correct. Never call a lord by his name. Heard tales of sordid acts and strange punishment disseminated upon those beneath him, who weren't wise enough to escape. Most of these tales smacked of madness. Most I simply ignored because they're hard to imagine happening within any civil residence. I never risked finding out for myself. Town dampers the mood, which isn't good when you're travelling on your lonesome.
Sorry about my nose. My nose has been ticklish again. I'll be avoiding that place then.
Reminds me. I actually have to pass by that decaying dump.
Oh, great.
A client right within their walls. Hopefully the guards are knockout drunk, as usual. They're meanest when they're sober.
Fair enough.
And, don't blame me if you see this wagon halfway to the horizon upon hearing your screams. Have to protect my interests.
I feel like he just implied that he would leave us behind if something were to happen to us. This green atmosphere is so eerie. Is there a... Wait, is this... Oh my god. This map is almost as big as Skyrim, guys! Look at this! And there's a tower over there that, like, touches the skies. Holy crap! To the mod maker, thumbs up, man. Wow. I'm very impressed. What happened here?
Those witchmen in the tower. They ambushed us when we were changing shifts. Won the divide. Get them to send men, please.
Given the description I had to cut out because censorship reasons, I'm already getting a very strong vibe that this is going to be an absolutely... I took it for the collection. No one get offended, please. I have a feeling this is going to be... You can even, like, hear it in the music if I haven't said it already. Not that. But the eerie violin that was playing? Oh my god! Something about seeing a decapitated body sit on, like, the edge of a staircase just makes it more eerie. I mean, I know we've finished off enemies before, but... Do I dare look? I was just hoping to take the... Oh, this must be one of the censored parts. There's probably supposed to be something horrifying here. Like something very disturbing. I'm probably gonna watch the uncensored version after I record this video, because I'm curious to see, like, what is so gruesome and offensive about it, but at the same time, part of me is wondering if that's even a wise decision, because there are things that can disturb me. A guy died carrying a hot dog, apparently. Even the music clearly is a signal that...
Other fleshling assails us. The king will have his towers, he will have his subjects, and he will have your head. The Dark Mother assures this. The madness comes. Mother.
Something about that voice, what he was saying, and seeing what he was doing to this body made my heart race a little bit. What has this game become? I've seen scenes from games like Silent Hill and stuff. I've seen some disturbing stuff, don't get me wrong, but something about seeing it in Skyrim, plus this music, this makes it incredibly disturbing to me for some reason. I don't even want to know what the uncensored version would have looked like in that moment. What am I playing? I don't know about this, guys. I'm getting some really bad vibes from this chapter. I think this is probably going to be the most disturbing chapter we're going to end up going through. Got an hour left. I'm sorry, guys. I have to make another cut. I didn't expect seeing that from an Elder Scrolls game of all things. That caught me off guard. I was not ready for this. I was not ready for any of this. Oh my god. I need a break, guys. I'll be back in a bit. I need a moment to process this. I'm sorry. I need a moment. Alright, guys. I'm back. I think I'm okay now. Yeah, we're back. I think I'm okay now. It's just... Okay, it's 4:46. We'll stop at 5:46. Or 5:50, one of the two.
Alright?
No survivors lived. The Forsworn attacked this tower.
No, friend. Not Forsworn. Witchmen. Thought I told you about these devils already?
Must have forgotten. Well, that guy was dressed like a Forsworn.
Trust me, these aren't the type you want to be ignorant about. If you treat them like you would any common scoundrel hounding for your coin purse, then the next sight you'll be seeing is that of your gods. Bastards coat their blades and arrows with this vile poison. A resin so foul it can condemn giants to an agonizing death with nary a brush. Not sure how you came out of that alive, to be honest. You're tougher than you look.
I faced worse. That is true. Aeon's faced a lot worse.
Really? That's hard to believe. These scum are a whole new low for the Reachmen. Carving up man, woman, child, and babe alike in their hideous rituals.
I didn't need to know that.
Sadistic artists. How they play with the bodies they harvest and hoist them in that dense woodland north. Foul. Simply foul.
You need a drink of water.
Spoiled my mood. At least you've made it back. I was about to do one. Had you spent any longer up there?
Really didn't need to know those details, dude. Anyway. Where will you go now? And will I face any more witchmen on the road?
You shouldn't. The divide is within spitting distance. If you keep to the road, you should arrive there without harm. Unless you take a detour, that is. That's where my almighty prescience ends and the uncertainty begins. And as we know, ignorance pays.
I don't know why I put my water all the way
My
over
clients are probably waiting with bated breath. Taken long enough to get here already. I'll need to skip on any indulgences on that bridge and head straight to Arnima. However, you should speak with the governor up there, Morosa. Frumpy little woman, but don't tell her I said that. She'll normally be within the temple, sparing a prayer for our mutual mother.
200 gold? Okay. Mutual mother.
Mara, you fool! If there's one god you should know in the Reach, then it's her. The people don't take kindly to those who know not about her grace.
Excuse
I'll see
me.
you around, friend. Give my thanks to Morosa for keeping this road so safe.
Okay, how far away is this location? Is there a map mod I should have been aware of? Come on, Nose, leave me alone. I'm already feeling disturbed. I don't need allergies bothering me on top of that. Just leave me alone. Travelers. Well, you're not attacking me. Your dot is not red, so I'm assuming you're okay.
And the clouds gather again. How futile. Your tears will not wash away the wounds. The feast draws near, little wolves.
I can't tell if that was a warning or a threat. I don't think I'm ready to go into caves yet. This is... I can tell this is going to be far different than any chapter we've played through so far, guys. Listen to that music, it's so tragic. Just listen.
The mercy of Stendarr does not extend to Daedra worshippers.
Hold up. Haven't seen you up here before. What's your business?
Witchmen sacked the watchtower to the west. I came to inform Marosa.
Witchman? Bloody Mara. Never thought they would get this close. Okay, you can go through to Marosa. Tell her everything. For the sake of the Reach. Don't cause any trouble now.
Heard the news from Skyrim? They say that Ulfric was captured and killed.
Oh, he wasn't.
He wasn't killed. A dragon came to rescue him.
A dragon? You're mad, brother. Besides, dragons hated
What's
us
this?
back then. You would hate us now. Time doesn't mend grudges.
Aye.
Some kind of
Say that.
strange teleportation
Hate
system.
makes you miss the good things in life, like good meat.
Fresh news for the hardy folk of the Divide. Horrific doom befalls the hamlet
Hey,
of Summit.
friend. It's good to see another merry soul enjoying this fine day. Ah, but you look tired. Come, share a bottle of honey brew mead with me.
Arrives from Skyrim, bringing news of a slaughter at the
Honey brew mead?
Imperial Watchtower to the
You've
east.
never had a taste
No
of sweet honey
survivors.
brew? Why, it's only the finest mead outside of Sovngarde. Its sweetness is like a fair maiden's kiss on a starry night. And it's got enough kick to put a frost troll on his hind quarters.
Not exactly down for it.
But enough talk. Come, won't you share a drink with me and my companions?
Do we have to?
The village's inn is now serving nobody but fish. The affliction threatens to engulf the Reach. As
I guess.
more fatalities are reported.
Ah, nothing like buying spirits to help raise your...
Pray to
Well,
the-
your spirit.
pray to the
Cheers, my
angels
friend.
of good health.
May your adventures
The
find you
ancient
fame
curse's
and
echo
fortune.
grows louder as the undead guardians of Grey Belmore begin to stray farther
We'll
from
just
their
keep
dark
going.
fortress. If your journey takes you past Grey Belmore,
We'll just say Aeon takes the drink, but he kind of slowly wanders off and doesn't take it. Like, drinks it.
Hey, new face, do me a favor, will you? Please, I'll make it worth the trouble.
Ooh! Ouch. What is it, Beggar?
Look, I need some gear, friend. Real fast, like. I'm willing to part with whatever gold I got here. If ya agree, that is. Just need you to give the rest of this pouch to a fella named Elrich, down in Arnima. He'll be festering with the rest of our ilk. You know, beggars.
If I pass by, I'll tell him. Give me the gold.
You've earned yourself a friend. Anything you need, I mean anything, and I'll return the favor. Just don't go asking while my eyes are at the back of my head. That's my happy time.
You know, people, we just got here. I'm not exactly down for getting bombarded by like 10 quests. Are we right underneath? We are. I'm sure there's stairs to get up there, but we're gonna go the quick route. Mother's Temple of Grace.
Hello?
You wanted to speak of Mortarvane. I've heard the news from the council that his seat in Anima may be put into question.
You heard correct, because he and his guards are demanding more gold from the merchants, while also becoming more aggressive. No better than thugs. And that little lord does nothing but encourage it. I despise that unsightly man. Every conversation with him is extremely unpleasant. His paranoia also makes it so we can't have any of our own in that town to keep an eye on him.
I have a missionary within the temple down there. He shares whispers with me on occasion. If you need consoling on this, you only need to ask. If I may beg my pardon, I shall return to servicing this temple.
Very well. Make a prayer that nothing terrible arises from this disorder. It's good to have the gods listening in times like this.
Like tragic times like this, jeez.
Speak up.
Rosa?
Have we arranged a meeting, or is it your intent to address nobility lacking proper decorum? Speak quickly, lest you rile my temper.
I am Aeon Nightshadow. Your lookout tower was sacked by witchmen.
Oh, a harbinger of grim news. Not the best first impression. Well, thank you for telling me in advance of my own guards. It was only a matter of time before they spilled further east.
I'm just the messenger.
Pardon the introduction, yet understand the need for it. We can't have any wandering yokel approach royalty like they're of the same stock. It's not good for the kingdom's image.
Excuse me.
We'll have the guard there as soon as possible. But for you, are you interested in some coin? We need someone to talk to us.
What do you need done?
Yes, well, onto the matter. To the east of this bridge lies the town of Ornima, formerly Raven Spring, lest you run into a resident whose mind is stuck in bygone years. Can get confusing, much like everything else in this land.
You think?
Within Ornima, you will find Jacobs, who trains the scout detachment there. He's the only man that I somewhat trust, who's not completely beholden to his lord. Ask him about rumors. Tell him that I sent you. He should understand your intent. We've conducted affairs before. A simple nod from him will be more than enough information for you to infer. You don't need to know any further than that.
I understand. You have my sightings.
Now, off you go. Earn a small fortune for yourself. I heard Evermore has many an opportunity to entertain your proclivities. On the stipulation of coin, mind you. Such coin that will be available on your return.
These witchmen that attacked your eastern tower, who are they?
I'm no expert nor historian, but what I can tell you should be the same that every Reachman would recite when speaking of those savages. Accounts state that this new incarnation of the Witchman appeared near 2 decades back, just after the incident at Munstor.
Munstor?
You haven't heard of it either. I feel like I'll be going over the history of every blade of grass in the Reach. I digress. Munster was an abandoned fort far to the north that has since succumbed to its frozen locale. Peasants, serfs, and other seditious souls had made a great exodus under the cover of night, all leaving their fields, abandoning the lords they were sworn to serve. Of course, when all your labor, thus wealth, absconds in but a moment, there will be tremors. So the lords had sent men to trail these wayward workers all the way to Munster. What they saw was an ostensibly bizarre affair, both witchmen and peasants forming a decadent commune, many turning to layabouts who engaged in petty pleasures and shirking the labor that had made them.
Witchmen with the peasants? Those witchmen don't seem like the type you want to live with.
I see you're not one for absorbing the finer details of a conversation. This was before they had all turned feral. Not to say they weren't savage before, but that former identity was ultimately harmless, unlike those you see now. The lords eschewed violence at first, instead opting to subvert the commune, freeing their scum and exiles northward, with the condition that they go live in Munster. The hope was that the delusional dreamers of that town would abandon their fickle want for equality once extreme personalities had entered their midst.
And did they?
To our utter astonishment, they didn't. These scum that would haunt our societies were either subsumed into the mix or blocked from entry, leading many to evaluate the true intent of these radicals. We thought they were just pacifists who'd allow any and all into their ranks, which would spell doom for any gathering. Panic-stricken, many lords conspired, finally pushing for the siege that would be that commune's undoing. Cutting off food, digging extensive tunnels to both poison their wells and revealing more avenues for attack.
That's twisted, man.
Lastly, clear diplomacy, to impart some reason into those serfs, enough for them to return to civilization and abandon these naive ideals.
So how does this tale conclude?
The lords saw the beneficiaries within Munster, a gathering of hag ravens who were prolonging the siege to impossible lengths. Then crumbs of discontent were found among the militia. Fear gripped the nobility that these ideas could spread to every serf. Nobility, not just from Evermore, but from all over High Rock, sent aid when they heard how severe the crisis was. All of High Rock seemingly united to crush the small town. Yet only a Luddite would think so simply. This was to crush an idea, a canker that'd undo the very world we haven. So the Lord's strength was honed into one blow, throwing all their might at those walls. They fell, and what mercy we would have spared upon those misguided serfs was instead replaced with conviction to stamp out a chaotic ideology.
You killed all the serfs?
I? No. They, however, did. To the last man, woman, and child. A Pyrrhic victory in the truest sense. Evermore had lost half its serf class, yet the lords were elated that the existential crisis of revolution was averted. Exceptionally harsh measures were put in place for anyone that even uttered the commune's name, or who dared to evoke the same rebellious sentiments. And so that concludes the tale of Munster.
A tragic story it is. However, how did this make the new witchman?
Almost lost myself in another tale. Maybe because that question isn't as easily answered. Bear with me, as what follows can drift into conjecture. Rumors from the nobility in that siege reported seeing figures watching the slaughter unfold in the town, neither part of the kingdom's militia or the defendants. Scouts were dispatched to see who the strange party was, and upon their return they displayed strange idols, with the scouts claiming them as gifts from those shady silhouettes. though their names or identities were never disclosed. Most of the nobility had discarded these charms immediately, except for that wretched Mortifane, who was enamored by that hideous amulet that still wrings his filthy neck.
What do you think they want?
If I could tell you, then we'd already be halfway to a solution by now. But that's where my knowledge ends. I hope you enjoyed the tale. It's always a guilty pleasure to recite when the lowborn are acting up.
Anything in particular that I should expect in traveling the roads?
I assume you're new to the Reach and haven't become acquainted with anything further than this bridge, so a brief lesson in geography is in order. Just beyond the southern gate of the settlement lays Sabbath, a town recently ravaged by a mage that was still sniffing out. However, our search was impeded from the risen dead that malcontent left in their wake.
And if we kill this mage, will the march of this dead horde cease?
It's a possibility, yet I'm not staking any more men on a hope. We're but a fledgling town when it comes to arms. Our guard exists for immediate defense, not to be used in any failed excursion.
Fair enough.
Farewell.
Ranger, fancy an extra blade to accompany you through the menagerie that is the Reach?
Selling yourself in a temple of Mara? That's low, even for we who work for blood money. Wow, Aeon, you're a little ferocious this chapter, aren't you? Good job, though, mod makers. I feel like the wandering traveler that's experienced disturbing stuff right off the bat probably would get a little riled up. So it's a suitable dialogue. Well done.
Who said I'm not working for our mum as well? If it makes you feel any better, I spare a little prayer for every unfortunate bastard that happens to meet my axe. Besides, haven't you done just the same thing? Maybe poor of vision, but I ain't deaf.
It's different. I'm helping the people here by assisting Morosa.
Always a spin, huh? Look, I ain't gonna knock you for earning a little extra coin. Not many other options to do so around the Reach. Though if you're ever feeling down and you need a rough pauldron to cry on, then I'm your man. Though I've got a little problem with my legs. You see, they can't move unless I rub them with some coin. Say, 500 septums to be exact. So, will you help a poor old codger to walk again?
I normally say no to companions. Aeon does as well. He works alone. But I guess we can get away with saying he's been feeling kind of alone. And feels like he might need a blade to back him up on a disturbing place like this part of the Reach, so... Consider yourself hired.
Gold makes me a happy man. Now let's go bash some skulls before I bore my ass off.
Language! Ugh.
Anything within reason, but start touching me and you'll lose fingers. Till next time.
Okay, I can point out things.
Hey now.
Advisor, hey now. That sounded like a Windows voice.
Cat got your tongue. Alright then.
That guy's got a mouth, doesn't he? Good
Hello?
God. You're at least like a couple inches taller than Aeon. What are we doing? Sorry about my itchy nose, by the way, guys. I did take care of the dust in my room, so it shouldn't happen as much.
I could go for a pint right about now. Come on, what you say?
Party animal. At least to go to bars. My kind of guy. But this is a PG channel, so enough of that talk.
Those recently knighted, vagabonds, scoundrels, and other miscreants now make up that once extolled rank. A mirror to the decadence.
Freaking flies. What are those things sticking out of your pauldron? Or not pauldrons, your... Oh, it's meant to be part of the saddle, but they're raised.
I see you, scum. There's something in the air. Doesn't... Don't move! Say your prayers. Going places, wrecking faces.
Sorry, the reason why I didn't bother the guard is I kind of wanted a better look at them.
Red Guard thieves, bloodthirsty orcs, and now even the dead come for us? Don't worry, we'll find the bastard.
Do you guys ever shut up and stop talking? Sorry, I hate it when I'm trying to speak and I get cut off. Head towards Sabbath. Sorry guys, I kind of already have an objective on my hands. I'm gonna be focusing on the main quest.
There you are.
You guys are a little too easy.
Well, that was easier than expected.
I feel like I should crank the difficulty, because the mod maker did say that this place is a level 5 minimum. Let's try Master.
I'll bleed you dry!
Those things still hit like poodles. Look at that. That didn't do anything to my health. Do I have to crank this to Legendary just to make it everything feel like a fair fight? Plot twist, I come across stronger enemies and immediately regret my words. Which I feel like will probably happen later. What's going on here?
You dare murdering faster! Fit to rule this land.
What?
Hideous orc. They'll kill off your entire god's forsaken race. You alright?
Yeah, but I can already tell the... I can tell I've gone into a very aggressive territory in Skyrim. You know what this kind of reminds me of? Atmosphere-wise, guys? Have you guys ever watched the show, The Witcher? Like, the TV series? With how aggressive, like, people were and how tragic and dark the storyline and atmosphere was? This definitely reminds me of that show. This sounds like music you would... I don't know, this music sounds inspired by a TV show.
A moment, if you will.
Hard pass.
Spit it out.
Taxes, they are too great for what we produce. Could you be so merciful to have the lord of this? We will not slacken if his lordship is generous.
That coin is going to a better cause. For the realm and the god-appointed lord, so that this land doesn't descend into chaos. Are you so selfish to forego our welfare just for another loaf of bread?
Sir, forgive me for what I speak. The people starve and anger simmers. Whispers of dissent are heard from those most in need. We cannot face more disorder in these trying times.
And if those whispers become loud enough that I happen to overhear them, then we will be seeing more heads adorn the pikes. Only one way to reason with rebellious scum, and it's not with mercy. Now get back to your duties, serf, lest my temper sours fervor. Make yourself busy. Don't cause any trouble now.
Can we offer this guy help?
Something you need? Something you need?
Oh, man. Forlorn. Very fitting name from the dialogue I just well, not overheard, but just witnessed. Good God. Is this what happens when you put a very dark atmosphere into Skyrim? Because it seems like it. Where'd my mercenary friend go? Come on! Well, if you guys wanted a more darker and tragic chapter, you're definitely gonna get it here. For Chapter 12. I'm at a loss for words of how insane this chapter is coming off as. Even on Episode 1.
You can't keep it all. That's my earnings for the season. Listen, I can treat you lads to a round at the inn if you just let me take back half my stuff. A good compromise, right, boys?
It's always Evermore, never us that you care about. Why is that, merchant? Gold more important than blood, huh? And nah, we're keeping...
Don't wait to get out of this old dung pit town.
Besides, the inn stopped selling quality ale a good while ago. Nothing but piss pints now.
Too right. Been ages since we've had a good drink. Probably buy a whole fortnight's worth of rum on your behalf, merchant. Those ponces at Evermore will have to wait for their next batch of fancy jewelry.
Here, here. Now, we're a generous lot. So your horse and whatever rags you wrapped in are all yours. And this is only temporary, so don't feel too glum.
Yeah, bugger off before we get all Morty involved.
Word spreads, lads. We'll be surprised when us men of coin stop appearing. Alright?
Hey, are you in trouble with the gods?
When aren't we merchants in trouble with this humble lot? They've got this racket going where they take our goods for inspection, but really we know they're just pinching whatever they find that can fetch a good price.
Do you want me to have a word with him?
I do really need my goods, but I know that they'll give me hell if they find out I'm causing more of a hassle than I've done in the past. Alright, they'll tread with care. Don't tell them it was me who sent you, just say you oversaw the entire thing and decided to be the gentleman when these prats weren't. Cheers, friend. On your merry way.
I'm gonna save in case this guy gives me crap. Aeon's definitely not taking kindly to the attitude he's seeing of the guards, that's for sure.
Make yourself... You alright?
How do I...
Make yourself busy.
Where's the guard that was causing crap?
Let this show as a warning for those that dare steal from the nobility again. Should have kept your hands to yourself, Arnie.
Your lord is mad. You sons of bitches are doing me a favour. At least I won't suffer in this shithole any longer.
Another gutter rat.
Silence, criminal. You die as you lived.
Can I stop him? Why? Get out of my face. Oh. Oh, I feel like I could have stopped him.
I can't stay here.
You're right.
Why did that man get executed?
Why are you asking?
Just want to know if justice was served.
He was put to the axe for being caught in the Lord's residence. We don't tolerate treachery here. Discipline makes the people stronger.
Make your... spit it out.
These guys are a little rough.
Let's go settle at the inn for a bit.
Whatever.
What do you need?
This is rough.
Greetings, stranger. Are we in need of consolation?
Your guards need some consolation.
Got something to say? Get to the point.
Anima fallen on hard times.
Never seen you before, so I'll hazard a guess that you're new. The sheer state this town must be in for a newcomer to first remark on its poverty. If you're willing to stay a while longer, then you'll come to witness that some of us still retain our civility. Don't judge a book by its cover, they say. Wish that were completely true in our case.
I was sent by someone on the bridge to see if you needed help.
Got ourselves a spy. Could find yourself at the end of a rope, if you're lucky. Yeah, I know who you're talking of. Tell her that a helping hand is more than welcome. She'll get the gist. Before I forget myself as someone of meagre authority, take this letter as well. The seal is meant to keep prying fingers out, so she'll know if you start sticking your nose in.
Anything else?
What? Want to take me to dinner? Just make sure you get back to her safely. If you ever feel your safety compromised, make sure to leave no trace of that letter. That's all the blood that follows will be on your hands, not mine.
Why haven't you done anything about Mortvain already?
Got your blinders on? Plans have a tendency for being outed upon leaving your libs here. We've got ears all round town, eager to earn an extra septim for themselves by getting on the Lord's good side. Besides, our hands are ultimately tied through forces beyond Mortvain.
What do you mean?
There's a larger fear among the royalty in this province for uppity peasants than mad tyrants. We don't want to be setting any precedents with our unruliness now. And so our only ally is time. Wait for the Lord to pass on for a more just ruler to reign. But knowing the Reach is a hope based in fantasy. We shouldn't talk about this further. A man has to be cautious if he wants to keep his head.
What's the deal with these witchmen?
Isn't that the question on everyone's lips? Abandon any hope of reasoning with these savages. Trying to understand them will earn you a dung-covered arrow in the gut. The dam wiped out nigh 8/10 of the men I've sent up their way. All fell by either maddening sorcery or toxic weaponry. The other 2/10 returned either missing their limbs or part of their sanity.
This kingdom lacks sanity. Sanity?
You heard right. Like their brains were not clean out of their skulls, raving mad, regurgitate the same strange words that those fanatics vomit up from their black lungs. Ever wondered how a force this destructive and incoherent can keep their numbers up? It's not because they breed like rabbits, though that's definitely playing a role. It's mainly because our very own defect from all over the kingdom.
Why would you join the Breachmen?
Ain't that another question on everyone's lips? We'd love to give you a reason, but I've burnt myself out in the past trying to conjure one. Seems this dark prose gets lodged between their ears, messes with their thoughts.
Typo.
Makes them violent, bitter and unpredictable. We've made it an unspoken law to exile those affected by this mind poison rather than take them in. Rehabilitation has proven futile. A cold measure. And cold begets cold. The whole land freezing in its misery. Keep your wits about you.
I can appreciate the shrines. That's cool. Oh wow, they have all shrines here. Oh? I see. Something I'm realizing, guys, and this is kind of ironic, we're listening to Daggerfall music right now, and High Rock, I'm pretty sure, is within the Iliac Bay area, which is where the story of Elder Scrolls 2 Daggerfall took place. Evermore, I'm pretty sure, is one of the great cities of the Iliac Bay, aka Daggerfall. And considering they're talking about Evermore, are we essentially traveling in Daggerfall? I can appreciate the new loading screen backgrounds. Is it the same Evermore as Daggerfall? If so, it'll be interesting exploring a bit of Daggerfall. Well, a very small fragment of Daggerfall. Daggerfall region, however you want to... I don't know, whatever you want to frickin' call it. Do I have no more torches? I do not.
Time this bridge has left with all the flood and rain.
Strange.
Speak up.
Jacko's told me of their condition. It seems like the rumors were true.
He can very well bring our town down with his if he doesn't come to his senses. I'll have to make word with Evermore's council to see what can be done. Your deeds are appreciated. Make yourself feel welcome atop our bridge. The head of the Imperial Embassy, Drugo, needs someone as disciplined as you. Make sure to pay them a visit. Seems they're going to make a push against the Orsimer who raised their outpost. Your help could make the difference.
This would be the Aeon kind of response. But what's going through his head right now is with all the chaos happening right now, he's willing to set aside his views of the Imperials, or the Empire in general. It's better to focus on the threat at hand rather than throwing in personal differences, is what's going through Aeon's mind right now. We'll hit straight to them.
Good to see some enthusiasm. The Reach certainly needs more like you.
What happened with this Moltvein and yourself?
I'll prefer to keep a head on my shoulders and not become incensed by recalling our past altercations. Even picturing that miserable, bitter face casts a spell of anger over me.
That was some intense music we heard a couple of seconds ago. What was that? Sorry for asking, then.
You needn't be. He, as a topic for conversation, is as pleasant as any other fetid duty we're plagued with, to only be addressed when its removal is an option. Farewell.
The very dark and rough atmosphere of Beyond Reach is going to take some getting used to. You know what? While we're here... we'll just call this place the Reach Bridge. I know it's probably not its actual name, but I forgot the name already.
I could go for a pint right about now. Come on, what you say?
That's the second time you've asked me that. Sorry, my friend, we have heroics to do!
Such colors.
Me or the candlelight? Wait, I just...
What a view. Wish I could...
Wait, did I even turn realistic needs and diseases back on? Oh. No, I did not. I forgot. Okay, sorry guys. I had it off for the bonus episodes, so I could keep focus on them and not have to worry about all the other crap. Frostfall I might keep off for Reach. The reason being, well... there's like next to no snow, except for like very slim few areas. I'm assuming this is the Skyrim border right here. Yep, it is. I really want to know what this is right here, because that looks like a huge tower, man. I hope we'll get to go there later. Look at this. The mod maker did such a good job. There's so much here. And it looks like there's strange, unexplained flatlands over here. Hard to say. This place is almost as big as Skyrim. I like it. That is true. I like how they give little bits of lore that you can investigate. I like that a lot. I never would have thought of that being an interesting feature in Skyrim, but it is. It works. I like it. There should be an investigation option on a lot of things. Okay, that was not pleasant to look at because of my fear of the dark and fear of heights combined into one. That is not pleasant. I did not like that in the least. I see red dots on the... no, not what I wanted to do. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Okay, master difficulty was definitely a mistake. Oh, that was close. That like grazed me. Did you guys see that? What kind of spell is that?
Restless soul.
gone, you psycho! Back off!
From the flesh.
Their dialogue is also disturbing. For the collection, why not? Potent of foul substance. I don't know, should I keep the difficulty on, like, expert at least, just to make things a little harder? I cranked the difficulty down only 2 notches, and suddenly they became the easiest thing to take down in the world. And they did almost nothing. Are difficulty spikes very significant when it comes to Beyond Reach? I'm starting to think it is. Considering we're in higher level territory... Okay, it's not too deep. A little eerie, though. We're in a very dangerous place. So... Should I give myself a bit more of a challenge? Usually I'm all about that, and this place already seems like a nightmare, so it's like, may as well, but another part of me is like, I don't know, man. I couldn't even read all that in time. Good God, man, this music, it's really good, but it's so sad.
Tragic seeing these forts in such a state. Can't say I'm surprised seeing the Empire these days.
I can't even read all this in time! Ugh. I'm gonna have to look back at the footage. Somebody was enjoying some tomato soup. Tomato soup sounds kind of good now, I'm not gonna lie.
Commander, you must understand that this costly operation you've scrolled will set you back on your debt with the kingdom.
And you must understand, Naram, that this is our last opportunity to justify our presence here. Without this, any suspicions among the Bretons of our ineptitude will only deepen.
I advise great caution with the occupants of Deep Crag, Trugo. They could hold invaluable information. All you need to do is stay your hounds.
Keen to see them survive. Why is that, Naraman?
We shouldn't debase ourselves by imitating the barbarous Britons here. They've already bled the orcs dry. Why should we add to the slaughter?
The plans have been inked. We are not dealing with civilians here. Any rights the Empire would bestow are now forfeit. There will be no further delays.
Very well, Drugo, very well. All the blood that spills will be on you.
Frickin' Thalmor! Ah! We have to deal with them here too? Ugh. Why would that be in an expert case? A silver greatsword of all things, you know? Huh. How important is the reach to the Empire?
Important enough for us to have been entrenched in this swamp for centuries. And I have a feeling that value will be immeasurable in the immediate future.
What is that?
You've heard about the Great War. Unless you've recently awakened from beneath a rock, then I'll assume you have. Now, most of our trade to High Rock was conducted by sea, with us skirting the shores of Tamriel all the way up to this province. You may be thinking, why the long voyage when a trip through the Reach would have taken a fraction of the time? Well, that's how dangerous the Reach was, and is, for trade.
More danger to be found among the Richmen than the Thalmor Navy, I assume. Is it even a term that can be used in Skyrim standards? Whatever.
Not to mention the crags and valleys that make up this dizzying maze. A nightmare for any unguarded or inattentive convoy.
You don't sound very thrilled to be here.
Keen observation. I wonder what gave it away. Just because we're not ecstatic in our stay doesn't mean we'll forego our duties here. So fret not.
I don't know if I should feel understood or insulted by that remark, but we'll go with it. Is the Empire looking for an extra blade?
The Empire doesn't employ the services of simple murderers and thugs. But if you're looking to serve Tamriel, then yeah, we could use you. As you may or may not be aware, there's a significant orc population to the west of our hold. It's not just a neutral party either. Scouts have reported that they've burnt down a small outpost and built around it rapidly. We fear that their expansion may reach Arnhem and further.
We got the people to deal with them?
Our auxiliaries and a few of the town guard may be sufficient to clear the outpost. We just have to pray they don't send more through the ravine. Go meet with the officer station just at the ridge, overlooking the lake. If you're still breathing, find your way back to this outpost, and I'll have a most generous reward waiting on the table. I hope you're one that honors the contract, which is a rare breed around here.
I do.
I'm sure. Now, don't keep my men waiting. May you have good fortune in the battle to come.
It feels painful to Aeon right now that he's helping the Empire, but given what's at stake, he feels like he's again willing to put aside his differences. Where's the door? Oh. Duh. That was a bit of a grim bit of literature there. I feel like now that I'm in more of the mindset for it, and I feel ready for it now, I think I can handle how grim and devastating this mod is. When I'm not ready for things like that, it tends to catch me off guard, and it takes me a bit to process it. Because I'm just so used to how Skyrim normally is, that's all. What the heck? I only took the juniper berries because they're actually hard to find in frickin' Skyrim. The, depending on the mood I'm in and mindset I'm in, yeah, I'll be able to play, like, certain games without getting caught off guard and being like, oh my god, this is devastating, and things like that, you know what I mean? It still blows my mind that someone managed to make Skyrim into a devastating and tragic experience like this. I'm very impressed. You managed to catch even me off guard, and I thought I've seen everything.
Let me hear
Orcs.
That armor, though, holy crap.
Gonna keep staring.
I like your armor, dude. That's why I'm staring. Wow. Oh, they're twins. Look at the names. Sek, Mech. You like warhammers and so do you. They're twins.
Step aside.
How did you get your armor?
Tooth Fairy. Crushed a couple of orc skulls and put all their teeth under my pillow. When I woke up, there it was. You should try it.
Rude! Why are you so tall?
Why are you so ugly?
Ah! Wow, okay.
So, you made it here then. Very well. We'll soon be cutting a path through these barbarians and taking back that post. Get ready.
What will we be facing?
From the scouts' assessments, orc capabilities range from small artillery, arrows and such, to the main bulk of their arsenal, which are the blunt weapons stolen from the sacked depot within Deepcrag.
Anything special we should worry about?
Reports have spoken of them fostering great hounds, so avoid these beasts if you want to keep your limbs from rotting. Their incisors are known to be coated in the foulest fluids. Apart from that, standard affair. We'll break through their ranks in closed formation, shields raised. The knights will deal with the larger orcs as we strike at the archers.
I could slip in unseen and rescue any captives before the assault.
You do look more suited for ancillary support. Alright, why not? No good wasting your skills in the coming frenzy.
Hey.
If there are hostages being held, they'll most likely have them in plain sight, near the front of the outpost. Orcs aren't keen on keeping their enemies alive, however. Mercy isn't in their lexicon.
Anything else that I need?
Fortunately, I'm a pedant, and have come more than equipped. I hope you're familiar with flares. No time to explain their use in this moment. So, to be brief, aim it towards the sky, at an angle that we're sure to see. And let me be clear, this should only be used as a last resort. Everyone will see its glare, bringing both us and the orcs crashing onto your location.
Go with grace.
That's so... that guy was so rude!
So, you made it here then. Very well. We'll soon be cutting a path through these barbarians and taking back that post.
I want to smack that guy so freaking badly with my sword. Rude! Ugh.
So, you made it here then.
Leave me alone!
We'll soon be cutting a path through these barbarians.
Sorry, I didn't mean to shout in your guys' ear.
Get ready.
Well, at least we ended the episode on a bit of a funny note, which I can appreciate. Because this whole episode was feeling grim, and I didn't think there was gonna be any positive moment at all. I feel like that was supposed to be a negative moment, but I hang around with people where insults are used in such a way that they do come off as jokes, so I'm kind of visualizing it as one of those scenarios. Still rude! I'll take it, though, as a funny moment. One freaking heck of a way to end an episode. That lifted my spirits up a little bit, though. I needed that after what I went through and how I felt during the recording at the start. This should be a fun chapter, guys. Tell me... Why am I face sorry? Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. If what you thought of that end moment. What do you think of the... how grim this episode's has come up as so far, things like that. I apologize for the cuts that I had to do multiple times, but luckily I was able to continue the rest of the episode without cuts. Seriously, guys, let me know what you think. Anyways, guys, if you guys enjoyed this episode... Something that just popped. Anyways, guys, if you guys enjoyed this episode, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and ring the notification bell down below so you always know when it is I upload. And please tell your friends and family about this Let's Play and this channel. I'm always looking for support, and I always appreciate the support. Thank you guys so much for watching, and of course, as always, have a good day.